Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The launch for MW3 is on the horizon. We're coming up ever so quickly on it. And with that, we actually still have a few things that should in theory be revealed in the coming days leading up to launch. Some pretty important things in all reality. So today we're going over basically all the major day one reveals and launch day updates that we should be expecting here shortly. As we get into the details, if you enjoy the video at all, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee you're up to date with absolutely everything you need to know about MW3 and Warzone, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But initially, arguably one of the biggest things that we should be expecting here shortly, either in the form of a couple of Twitter posts, maybe a blog on the Call of Duty blog site, perhaps even a video breakdown in like the form of an intel drop, is an explanation of the various gameplay changes and adjustments and updates from beta to launch. Obviously, the whole point of having the MW3 beta is one, to build hype into market, but two, is to get that general player feedback on what works and what doesn't. And I feel like for the most part, there was some very clear, very defined feedback from the majority of at least the vocal community that was all relatively aligned in terms of what needed to be updated with MW3 and what did not need to be updated, what was working well. And Sledge has already gone out of their way to say, hey, you know, we're going to be looking into the spawn system for 6v6 and adjusting these to be more, I guess, not as chaotic. I think that's a good way to put it. As we know, the spawns during the beta were absolutely nuts and probably the biggest drawback, at least in my opinion. They've also said they'd be adjusting more weapons, other gameplay dynamics. We're going to see a lot of changes from what we experienced with the beta to full launch. So we should be seeing some general outlines of what is changing there sometime shortly. And of course, as any new reveals do happen, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop. So stay tuned for that. Another one that I am particularly excited for is the Mastery Camo reveal. Now, this one is not guaranteed by any means, but it is something that we got last year for MW2, just a couple of days before the game dropped, and I imagine that they're probably going to do something similar this year, since obviously it built a lot of hype at the time. Last year for MW2, they basically broke down a whole, hey, do this during the preseason, and one of the big things was the camo reveal and the camo challenges with how they'd be working. Obviously, MW2 sort of refined the whole camo challenge system of how you go about unlocking camos for certain guns and adding in that sort of universal effect to the 200 plus camos you can actually unlock. So I would anticipate a similar blog and or reveal for MW3's Mastery Camo system, especially considering this year we are going to have 3 different camo challenges and camo grinds available in terms of weapon mastery. The very obvious and straightforward one, of course, is the general multiplayer MW3 weapon mastery challenges. This is your basic camo challenge every single year for all the new MW3 guns. However, outside of that, we're also going to have some zombies camo challenges for that mode in specific, and there's going to be 2 different versions you can actually grind here. There's going to be a Modern Warfare 2 zombie camo challenge or zombie mastery camo challenge, and then a Modern Warfare 3 zombie camo mastery challenge as well. So each of those games' guns are going to have their own definitive camos there that'll be used on their weapons respectively, which definitely adds in a much more long-term incentive grind to the mode, which personally I'm definitely a big fan of. I'm not really huge on the whole Outbreak style of gameplay for zombies. I'm definitely someone who prefers the round-based, but if those camos are cool and based off the leaks, they definitely look pretty promising. I could absolutely see myself going in and just playing the mode specifically for the Mastery Camo grind. So we should be getting some more official details on that here soon. And like I said, personally, that's one that I'm definitely looking forward to getting the full-on reveals there with everything. Hey everyone, real quick, want to give a shout out to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. Of course, you guys always see me rocking my Gamer Advantage frames every single day. I absolutely love these things. They are on all day, every day when I'm in the office playing games, working on videos. Basically, if you're looking at screens for long periods of time, whether it is gaming, working, doing school, whatever it may be, these ultimately are major game changers. They offer prescription and regular lenses and plenty of different frame options, so they quite literally have something for everyone. I've even got my own custom WhosImmortal bundle that comes with a few branded things as well, like a cleaning cloth, a sticker, so some pretty cool stuff there. If you ever want to pick up anything at all on the Gamer Advantage site, my bundle, a different pair of frames, some accessories, you can throw in code Immortal at checkout for a nice little discount, and the link for that will be down in the description below. Another thing that I think is going to be pretty important for, long-term gameplay here. This one's a bit more Warzone oriented, so perhaps this one comes a bit further down the line just ahead of Season 1 and the whole MW3 Warzone integration, but we've still yet to learn about how MW2 guns are actually going to be integrated into MW3 and Warzone. And basically what I mean by that is how the MW2 guns are going to behave, because we've talked about this, several times already on the channel. There are some very distinct differences in how Modern Warfare 2's weapon system works and how Modern Warfare 3's weapon system works. MW2, we got a lot of noise when it comes to shooting your gun, whether it be the actual recoil patterns, which are a bit more noticeable, whether it be your visual shake and how much your sights are swaying back and forth, the actual aim sway itself, the weapon smoke and other noise that's there, compared to MW3, which is very laser beam like. Super low visual recoil, super low visual noise. The recoil patterns are a bit more tame and predictable, and that gives a very distinct advantage to MW3 guns right out of the gate. So I'm really hoping we get sort of a deep dive and more details into how the weapon system is going to coincide with one another. Are we going to see any changes whatsoever to MW2 guns to have them behave more similarly to MW3 guns? Are they going to, lower the visual recoil? Are they going to change basically how the MW2 weapons feel, each and every one of them individually? Or are they just going to leave them and maybe adjust the damage values for 150 health and the changes in Warzone with, velocity and whatnot between the two games? There's a lot of question marks here, and they're all pretty important because it really does decide if MW2 guns are going to have a place in the meta at all, because unless they just have crazy TTK stats in multiplayer in Warzone, unless there's that serious payoff for having more visual recoil and more obnoxious attachments that require focus in one specific area, there's not going to be a huge point in using MW2 guns. So that's one that, again, personally, especially because we cover the meta and we cover weapons so detailed here on the channel almost every day, right? This is a very important one long term for the future of Warzone and now even multiplayer because of the carry forward stuff. And then lastly, this is another one that we are going to get further down the line, it seems, but the official updates on the future of DMZ. We know for a fact that DMZ is not going to be a part of MW3 or Warzone moving forward. It's just going to be available on MW2, but Call of Duty did say that closer to the launch of Season 1, we are going to see an official update on the future of DMZ and what to expect there. Personally, I don't think it's going to be much. Geeky Pastimes has talked about this a bit in terms of basically getting the message that DMZ's future is not new. It's not going to be a new map, new movement, new weapons. It's just going to be continued support, which is pretty unfortunate for those that are a fan of that mode in specific. But that is another announcement and reveal that we do have coming up here. Like I said, a bit closer to Season 1 in December. But overall, it should be an exciting few days and weeks here leading up to obviously the launch of MW3, but then also Season 1 in December with the MW3 Warzone integration. As I mentioned, as we see any new information surface, whether it's reveals, leaks, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna have you covered right as it happens with the all the latest details that you need to know. So definitely hit that subscribe button on your way out, turn on those post notifications so you're always in the loop. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a like on it as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.